Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with a very interesting kind of video. This video is inspired by Cosmic Creeper. She recently did a video showcasing all of her animal and nature decks, and that's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to show off my animal decks. I think if I showed off my animal and my nature decks, that's the majority of the decks that I own, and it would just take way too long. But I thought if I pulled out all of my animal decks, was able to kind of show them to you guys, but also do kind of sort of like a pick a card reading, that might be kind of fun too. What I want to do is actually go through and tell you the decks that I have, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to shuffle each of the decks, and I'm going to do a one card draw. So this will be a message from the animal realm, or the animal dimension, animal spirit. So all of these decks have animals in them. Some of them have a mixture of animals and people, but the majority being animals, and that's what I wanted to focus on. Some of the animals are mythical creatures, but to me they're animal energy as well. So actually, let's just kind of go through and let me tell you the decks that I have, and then after that start taking a couple of deep breaths and maybe focusing on which of these lovely decks you would like to receive an animal message from. You can, of course, receive messages from multiple decks if you want. If you want to just listen to all the messages from all the decks, you can do that. For this video, I don't think I'll provide the timestamps, just because there's, how many do I have here? I think I have like 34 or 36 decks. That would be like 34 or 36 timestamps. So just kind of, I think if you fast forward, you'd figure out which deck I'm on. Let's go ahead and get started. The first deck, which you see up here in the upper right hand corner, this is the Way of the Horse Oracle. And yeah, I just you're probably gonna see there's some, I have a thing for horses. Like I always have, ever since I was a little kid, and my fourth grade teacher had given me a bunch of, like, it was called Equus, I think it was, but it was equestrian magazines, and I would just read them cover to cover until they started falling apart, just because I love horses so much. So we have the Way of the Horse up here, and then we have a Ted Andrews deck right next to it, which is the Animal Wise Tarot, and then next to that another Ted Andrews deck, and that one is the Feathered Omens Oracle. All right, moving on. Next to the Feathered Omens Oracle, which is right there with the beautiful, beautiful backings, is the Animal Totem Tarot. And then next to that, we have the Unicorns Oracle, or actually, Oracle of the Unicorns. And then next to that, we have Oracle of the Dragon Fae. Now that one has people in it, like I said, but the majority is dragons. So I said I was, looking at mythical creatures as well as real creatures, because we're tapping into the energies of them. Okay, the Oracle deck next to the Oracle of the Dragon Fae is Oracle of the Shapeshifters. And then one of very few round decks that I own, which is right there, is the Creature Teacher cards. And it was aimed at being more of a children's deck, but I'm a big kid inside, so I'm gonna go ahead and love that. And then we have the Wild Unknown Tarot, which is in the upper right hand corner here. I think I said right hand corner over here. Okay, that's the left hand corner. Over there's the right hand corner. Come on, me, come on. And then over here, starting the second row on your left hand side, we have the Wild Unknown Oracle. And then we have the Naked Heart Tarot, which is right here with the beautiful mandala back there. And then we have the Raven cards, which is this humongous deck, and people were like, oh, what? Like, those are the biggest cards that I have, I think, of any deck that I own. And then right next to that is my Animal Kin Oracle. And then next to the Animal Kin Oracle, we have the Cat Gurus Oracle. And next to our Cat Gurus, we have Spirit of the Animals Oracle. And then we have the another Spirit Animal Oracle. And then that beautiful glittery purple deck over there is the Manifestation and Affirmation cards. And swooping down here to start our third row is the Dragon Oracle. It's an oracle that is in German. And next to that we have the Unicorn Oracle. It is another oracle that is in German. And next to that we have the Animal Allies Oracle. Next to that we have the Cat Tarot. Yay for my kitties! Next to that we have the Considerate Cat Tarot. And next to that we have one of our newer decks, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And next to that, one of my older decks, actually one of my oldest decks, is the Mystical Cat Tarot. And next to that we have the Animism Tarot. And this one is a majors only. It was a free tarot that you could print the images out from your computer. You could save the images and have a printing company print it for you. But that is the Lisa Frank Tarot. And then moving down to the bottom row, that is the Pusheen Tarot, another one of those free ones that you can print on off the internet, and or you can like print it out of a printing company. But that is the Pusheen Tarot. Next to that we have the Medicine cards. And next to that is the Old Bear Oracle. Now I know they're teddy bears, but they're bears. I mean, they represent real bears. Okay, next to that I have Tarot of the Pagan Cats. And next to that I have, well, it's Pookie Cat, but it's Pookie Cat's Cat Row cards. And next to that I have some more Pookie Cat. It's a round deck, and that's actually the rune cards, so Pookie's rune cards. And then these two are playing cards, but I do read playing cards as well. So we have the Little Critters playing cards, and I got that when I went with one of my best friends to Yosemite with her two daughters. And we had such a magical experience, and I wanted something to remember that experience. So I purchased the Little Critters playing cards. And then next to that was a deck that was gifted to me by one of my other homies, my cosmic sister, Steph. And that is the Magic Neko deck, or Neko. All right, so let's have you settle in, okay? So take a couple of deep breaths, and breath in and a breath out, and do that a couple more times. Okay, and what I want you to do is to ask from the universe a message that you need right now from the animal world, the animal spirit world. What is a message from the animal kingdom that they can give you that would be for your highest good at this moment? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go pile by pile. I'm just going to shuffle and just give you some quick one card messages. So again, there's not really going to be any timestamps because, like I said, there's a lot of decks here. So as you fast forward to get to the deck whose message you want to hear, you'll see as you fast forward which deck I'm on. So, all right, here we go. What I see here with this card is perfectionism, comparing yourself to others in order to judge how well you're doing, or what you should be doing, or how you should feel, how you should look, how you should be reacting. And although, it's human nature for us to do comparisons, that's how we, and oftentimes, better ourselves, but don't get caught up in comparisons so much that you lose sight of yourself. Don't look to others to find out who you are. So what this message is saying is just to take a break from, looking at him or her or their achievements or where they are in their life, and just look at yourself and what are the achievements you've done so far? How can you celebrate that? What are some of the steps that you want to take? And maybe there are some people that are where you want to eventually be. And it's great to make friends with those people so that you can eventually reach your goals. But don't get down on yourself if you're not exactly where you feel like everybody else is. So don't play that game. Our next message from the Animal Wise Tarot is the Ace of Ancients, also known as the Ace of Fire or the Ace of Wands. So this is frog, fertility, new beginnings. All right, so this is starting off, something new. Something new has sparked, just like the lighting of a match. So maybe you recently got an idea for something and you're wondering of like, wow, is this just a passing idea? Should I forget about it? I would say write that idea down. Whatever you've been inspired to do lately, I don't think that's a passing thought in your brain. I would say that's something that you need to write down and maybe start looking into. I'm not saying you need to take action on that right now, but I am seeing that as something that could turn into something else later. And maybe you may not know what that something is, but I would say definitely put some thought into it. All right, then we have a message from our Feathered Omens Oracle. Oops, I had these cards upside down. Then we have Cuckoo, new fate and path direction. Ooh, so if you've been feeling a little conflicted, like, things aren't going where you thought they were going to end up, that's a good thing, because this new direction that you're going in, albeit maybe unknown territory, you're not familiar with all of these new surroundings, but this is good. It's good for your soul, it's good for your learning, and it's good for placing you where the universe knows that you will thrive and do your best. All right, from the Animal Totem Tarot. Hey, we got the Queen of Pentacles. So I am seeing that you can absolutely achieve whatever you've been working on right now. It seems like you've been working on something actually for quite some time, whatever goal it may be. But don't stop working. Like don't give up now, because what you've been striving for a really long time is going to come, and it's going to come fast. All right, then we have our Oracle of the Unicorns. What do we have here? Anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. I know that oftentimes we see anger, sadness, as being negative emotions. And yes, we do categorize things into light and dark, negative and positive, because everything has its balance, has its yin yang, but that's just it. It's part of a balance. If we didn't have our anxieties, if we didn't have anger, if we didn't have sadness, then we wouldn't know what happiness is, or joy, or gratitude, or elation. So it's okay if you've been feeling anger lately, you've been feeling like you just don't want to put on a happy face, and that's fine. Please honor those feelings, but try to honor them in a healthy way. So meaning if your anger is causing others to be angry and you're lashing out at them because you want others to feel the same as you, that would be considered an unhealthy way. So figure out ways that you can manage your anger. All right, next we have the Dragon Fae Oracle, or Oracle of the Dragon Fae. We have our message, Oroki, boundaries. Oh, isn't this one that we all have to work on? So when it comes to helping out your homies and helping out maybe people that you don't even like that much, know where to set your boundaries down. If you are just, okay, I'll help you too. Oh, well, I don't want to make this person mad. Oh, I'll help you too. Or, I don't want this person to think less of me or think that I'm trying to be mean to them, so I'll help them too. there is a point where that turns into letting people walk all over you because you keep bending over backwards for them. People respect you if you can set your boundaries. And there is a way that you can do it without people feeling like you're yelling at them. You can say, you know, as much as I would love to help you right now, I just need to take some time for myself, or I need to do X, Y, and Z. Or you could just simply say, no, thank you, but maybe next time. All right, so work on those boundaries. Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Ooh, there we go. Oh, Snow White and all her animal friends. You inspire trust and confidence. So I think that sometimes some of us are uncomfortable when, you know, we feel like, you know, we don't have it all together, but there are people who appear to look up to us. They're always asking us for advice. They feel comforted by us. And, you know, and if we, you know, feel like, oh, well, like, who am I? You know, I'm not any guru. I'm not any leader. You are. And I think you need to start realizing that everybody here has something unique, something to give, messages that help others. So even if you don't feel like you're some sort of guru, there are people who are inspired by you and people who look up to you. And that is something that I think you need to hold sacred and, allow those people to come to you and allow to impart whatever wisdom that you may have onto them, because you've had life experiences, and that's something that people are just looking for. They're just looking for a connection. Then we have our Creature Teacher Oracle. All right. Ooh, this one I always consider the Wally card. Wally is a puma. He is a mountain lion. I am responsible. So this is one where, you know, sometimes it's really hard for us to take responsibility for what we feel may be other people's fault. It's other people, because it's hard for us to claim responsibility on things. However, when we start claiming responsibility for things that we have done or the way we have, you know, reacted and maybe made others feel, the more power that gives us. So remember, there's power in responsibility. All right, then we have one of the more famous tarot decks. The Wild Unknown Tarot. And we have the Fool card. Oh my gosh, that's like my card forever. Oh my goodness. So if you've been hesitant on whatever it is, this is the universe telling you, go for it. Go for it. You know, even if you feel like, I don't know, I'm not ready. The universe says you are ready. Be the Fool. It's people that have followed their dreams, followed the beat of their own drum, that have gone on to do great things. And maybe you will do something great that the world will recognize, or maybe you'll do something great that you will recognize and be happy about the success that you have done. But you never know unless you move forward. So be the Fool. Moving on to the Wild Unknown Oracle. Zebra. So what popped out for me is unique, and I know that you're probably thinking, well, all zebra look the same. Actually, they don't. The patterning, the stripe patterning on every zebra is unique to that zebra. So they are very unique, they are very different, and they all blend into their environment in different ways depending on their stripe pattern. So what I'm seeing here is unique. Even though you may think that you need to be exactly like this group of people or whatever, so that you stop standing out, so that people stop, you know, whatever they may be doing. But this is good. Please be unique, because it helps you in basically, you know, your environment, and it helps you to achieve the things that you want to do and go where you want to go, because you are unique. Going into the Naked Heart Tarot. We have the Hanged Man, or the Hanged Bat, I should say. So card number 12. I'm seeing that you need to take a little breather. I think you're starting to obsess on a certain thing. So take a breather, take stock of the situation, really take a gander about what's going on, who's involved, look at the big picture. And when you stop and slow down and do that, trust me, things are going to look a lot different than you think they do. Going into my giant deck, the Raven cards. Woo! These are kind of big. What message does Raven have for you? Raven says, be a messenger, but be sure that you have a message to bear. If in doubt, ask your heart. Be the ambassador of your heart. I don't think I need to elaborate on that one. Basically, whenever you speak from your heart, you speak the truth. If you think that you need to make something up in order to sound witty or wise, that's when we are being disingenuous. Speak from your heart. All right, moving on to the Animal Kin Oracle. We have the kitty cat. We have cat mystery. You know, it's funny what just popped into my head. By the way, Loki is right behind me. I wish I could turn this camera around. But he has orange eyes, or golden eyes, not green like this kitty. But I'm seeing that you're possibly hesitating about doing something until you know for sure what the future is going to bring. And you may have even been coming to this reading saying, okay, once I know the future, then I'll go ahead and do it. And what this cheeky little kitty is saying is sometimes the mystery is even better. So go ahead and do what you're going to do, because the surprise is going to be the best thing you've ever received. Then we go into the cat gurus. The cat gurus have to say, all right. The bruiser. If you love someone, fight for them. Even the bravest feel fear. Hold your corner when others threaten to spray in your territory. So whatever this may be, you know how we talk about boundaries? I'm seeing really to, hold your ground on this one. Don't back down on this one. Don't let people try to convince you otherwise. Don't let people push you over. This one you're going to need to stay steadfast. We have the Spirit Animal Oracle. These are kind of big, so I have to do a little top shuffle. That's totally fine. Oh, bottom card. Oh, you know what? This is the only card in the whole deck that doesn't have an animal on it. And I love this card. It says, personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. Well, isn't that fun? All right. For me, I don't know, maybe it's a Rorschach thing, but I see a kitty there, but maybe that's just because, I love kitties. But this is a fun one. This one actually is telling you to take time. So possibly you haven't had a lot of time to sit, meditate, look inward, and that's what this card is asking you to do, so that you may hear the animal message for you through your own intuition. Another Spirit Animal Oracle. I just happen to have those side by side, it's kind of funny. All right, Spirit Animal Oracle. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Ooh, the Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. Oh, sometimes when I hear the word nightingale, I think of Romeo and Juliet. When was it Romeo says it was the nightingale, and Juliet's like, no, it was the lark, it's morning, and then Romeo's like, oh, maybe it was the lark, basically, and she's like, no, it was the nightingale. So trying to say it's morning, no, it's nighttime. And so I'm getting that. Yes, I know that Romeo and Juliet is technically considered one of Shakespeare's tragedies, but the bond, that fate, of falling in love with one another, that just like deep, instant connection. I would say really listen to the people whom you have those deep love connections with, and not necessarily like a lover. These could be like your friends and your family, but really listen to them this month. And then we have the Magic and Manifestation Affirmation cards. Oh, and it's the one that's on the cover of the box. We have fantasy, and it's in unicorn, so that's so cool. So what I'm getting with this is to really write down all your dreams. The dreams, you know, as in what do you dream of, you know, doing someday, but also your literal dreams that you have at night. Because what you're dreaming of, what you want to have happen, or what you wish to happen, those types of dreams are being revealed to you within your actual dreams. So pay attention. Going into the Drakenweisheit, which is the Dragon Wisdom Oracle. Like I said, this is one of my oracles in German, but I will translate. All right, so we have the New World. So what I'm getting with this one is, what if when you walked outside your door today, 5 minutes from now, tomorrow, if it was a new world, how would you live it? So do that. Walk outside your door as if it really was a new world. And if you put the intention out there, see if you can create the world that you've always imagined. This is my other German deck, Das Orakel der Einhörner, which is the Oracle of Unicorns, or Oracle of the Unicorns. And looks like we have our message here. So here we have the unicorn. This is like the Archangel Shamuel, or Shamuel and Love's magic. So I see this as definitely relationship magic. So if you are coupled up with somebody, how can you impart some magic into your relationship to make it feel a little different, a little new? And if you are single, how can you make your life feel a little more magical? Because once you do that and you put that magic around yourself, you tend to attract others. And so you'll eventually attract somebody who wants your brand of magic. Okay, I didn't realize that I wasn't recording when I did this message, but I had pulled the coyote card, and I said that there are a lot of coyotes in my area, and they are very tricky. They are very crafty. So I'm thinking that the situation that you're in is calling for a little bit of some clever maneuvering, a little bit of finesse, a little less bold, a little more slick. And then I had mentioned before that I had stopped recording and I didn't know when I did this message. So the Five of Cups really shows this very satisfied kitty, and I'm feeling like you've been stuck on one feeling for right now, because maybe you feel like it's the most accepted emotion that you should have right now, even if that's not how you're genuinely feeling. And I'm feeling like you need to have a release, a good cry, a good laugh, whatever it may be, but you need to release somehow so that you can feel just as satisfied as this kitty. All right, from the Considerate Cat Tarot, I pulled the Four of Swords, and basically this is get some rest, you know, because by not allowing your mind to rest, your body to rest, we start flubbing up, you know, we start, you know, grammar starts getting a little poor, like why can't I think straight? It's harder for me to do math problems or whatever it may be, because you really do need to give yourself some rest. Like biologically, that's what you need. So go to bed. And from the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, I pulled the Ace of Wands while I was shuffling. Didn't know that the camera was not on. So I have pulled the Ace of Wands actually before. If you see there, I had the Ace of Wands, or it was called the Ace of Ancients, in the Ted Andrews tarot deck, the Animal Wise. And I'm pulling it here, but here I'm seeing as try going towards your goal in a different direction. So don't stop trying to achieve your goal, just go at it from a different angle. And this is from one of my oldie but goodie decks, the Mystical Cats Tarot. And again, like I mentioned in the past few readings, that I had done like this whole row without having the camera turned on. So yeah. But yeah, I had pulled the Earth Queen, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and I actually pulled that when I was on the fourth pile over here. So but with this one, I see it as a little bit different message, and that's really sitting with your accomplishments. You know, sometimes we're like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, next thing. But I'm really feeling like you need to sit with your badassery once in a while. All right, going on to the Animism Tarot. Oh, There's our card. Ooh, we have the Hierophant. So what I'm getting with this is to, I think that you're wanting to expand or go towards something, and whatever it is you're going towards, whatever area that may be, like love, career, health, I would say do a little bit more research on it first, before you just, yay, because there's a time for us to be the fool, and there's a time for us to have some educated guessing going on before we take that leap. I'm not saying, everything needs to be perfect and, have all your ducks in a row, but get a little bit more educated before you take that leap. All right, and this comes to us from the Lisa Frank Tarot. Again, just a majors only deck. And we get Justice. So, actually with Justice, usually I see that as, balance and balancing the scales, but with this one, I'm seeing this more as the Karma card. So if you've been looking for a little bit of karma to come back around, wait no more. All right, then we have our Pusheen the Cat Tarot, which is also a majors only tarot deck. Ah, we get the World. What a beautiful completion is coming for you. So really take the time to sit and feel that completion. Sometimes we keep moving, and we never really sit with those feelings. So don't rush the completion, but also once it's finished, and I would say sit with that accomplishment. All right, then we have the Medicine cards. We have Frog. Oh my gosh. This is like twice that this has come up. Okay, so I pulled the Ace of Wands here, and I pulled the Ace of Wands up here, and the Ace of Wands here had the Frog on it, and now we have Frog again. I think that's kind of a coinky-dink. But I am seeing as if you move forward with this idea that you have, that's going to bring so many new opportunities. Maybe not like the thing like, oh, okay, well, if I move forward with this, then this is actually going to happen. No, I don't think you can foresee the outcome on this, but there's going to be a lot of opportunities, kind of like the Seven of Cups for you, a lot of wonderful choices. So please move forward in whatever it is that you're looking at moving forward in, because that's going to bring even more opportunities. Then we have the Old Bear Oracle. Oh, bear. Old bear. Ooh, we have Parker, which is the Curious Bear. So I was thinking about, my students, how they always say that brighter students always have a higher level of curiosity. They always want to know more and more and more and more. And I would say to bring yourself back to that childhood self, bring in some more curiosity. Maybe, take some time. And I know people are like, oh, I don't have enough time. You're going to have to try to make some time to read up on things, study things that you've always maybe had an interest in, but told yourself you didn't have time to, like learn a new language, which you can do for 5-10 minutes a day. Like there's apps like Duolingo is an app that I use. Reading a book, maybe just reading a page or two a day. It's all about time management. But I would say try incorporating some things that is out of your daily rhythm. Then I have my Tarot of Pagan Cats mini deck. They do have a standard version. I just prefer the mini. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. It's time to call it quits. So if there's just something you've been just trying to salvage and trying to save and trying to save and trying to save, this card is telling you today to call it quits. And don't consider yourself a quitter. It's just, like they say, know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away. All right, so time to call it quits. Okay, the Pookie Cat Row cards. I had to fix this like twice because Loki came crashing through like twice. I'm like, oh, Loki, not right now. Okay. So our message, we have the Three of Swords. How apropos, since Loki came crashing through my whole setup like twice. You know, sometimes there are people and animals that we love, but sometimes they frustrate us, and that's okay. So don't feel like it's wrong because you're frustrated with them. We love people with the gamut of our emotions. Okay, so this is my Pookie Cat rune cards. I already did shuffle them because I thought the video was playing. It wasn't. Everything's kind of been cray-cray towards the end here, me trying to do these readings. Loki like ran through these cards like twice and I had to like reset them all up again. Then my dude called and shut my video off. Oh my gosh. Okay, so on the opposite of my frustration, you have the victory card, which is to celebrate your wins. So I'd say you may feel silly, like, oh, well, I don't need to celebrate that. Yes, you do. You need to dance like nobody's watching, or maybe you really want to go into the middle of the park and have everybody watch you. That's totally up to you. Maybe you want to go out for a beer, or maybe if you don't drink or you're not old enough to drink, go have a Shirley Temple or something like that, or have a root beer float, you know. Go out with your friends, party, have fun. Then we have the little critters cards. Very special deck to me. And the card that I have is the Five of Clubs, which is kind of seen as conflict, but here we have the Great Horned Owlets. The Great Horned Owl is the largest eared and best known common owl. It hunts during the day, watching for prey from a low perch. Its diet consists of rabbits, rodents, and small birds. It is one of the first birds to lay its eggs, which can be as early as late January. So what I'm getting for this, you know, as we see conflict, is just to take a step back and look at the situation from afar. And the last deck, this is my magical Nico deck. And our card's already sticking out. It is the Four of Clubs, which is like celebration, but here I see more of a quiet celebration, having a little yummy treat, really sitting with it, and almost like a like victory / hermit card. So yay! All right, you guys, that is it from me. These are all of my animal decks. I wanted you guys to see them in action, get to know them, as well as getting a little one card message from the animal world, from the animal kingdom, the animal dimension, yes, animals of spirit. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions, place that down below. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com, where I have my own oracle deck as well in my shop, Wally's World. So go ahead and pre-order that. The decks should come in right around August, and that's our community-based deck. So definitely check that out. And yeah, that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.